Hi guys, so in this video we will be discussing about two important questions on arrays, which is two sum and three sum approach. Okay, so what is two sum and three sum problems? These are very important to understand. Okay, so two sum three sum problem means first we will consider two sum problem. So in two sum problem, what you can think of by going through this question, two sum problem. So two sum problem means whenever you add any two numbers, you will get your target value. Okay, so here you will get two numbers 3 and 2. So if you add these two numbers 3 and 2, you will get your target value, which is 5. Okay, so this will be my answer, one of the answer. So there can be multiple answers which will match this target. Okay, so there can be this 0 and 5. Okay, so this 0 and 5, so this can be one of the answer. Okay, another can be 2 and 3. Okay, another can be 1 and 4. Okay, and these three will be my possible answers. Okay, so any other thing you can think of which may add up to this target value? I don't think so. Apart from this, any other will give you this answer. Okay, so these three will be my answer. So how will you implement that? That is the question. So normal brute force approach, if you think of, how can you implement two sum problem using brute force approach? You will first use first for loop. Okay, so first for loop will start from this position and it will go till end. Okay, so you will run one for loop from I equal to 0th position till length. Okay, length minus 1 I plus plus, and then one more for loop, means loop within loop, nested for loop you have to use. So within that you have to run another loop, j equal to I plus 1, j is less than this, array dot length minus 1, j plus plus. Okay, and within that you have to create one variable called as addition of two numbers. We have to do, means target we are known what is a target. Okay, so what we have to do, array at I plus array at j. We have to check whether it is equal to your target value or not. Okay, so if array at I plus array at j at any point of time becomes equal to a target value, then what you have to do in that scenario? You have to create one list. It will be like a list of list. Okay, why list of list? Because there can be multiple lists present within a single list, like 3, 2. Okay, this is also one list. 5, 0, this is one of the list. Okay, 4, 1, this is one of the list, and there will be one main list, big list, which will hold all this list together. Okay, so there will be list of list. So we will be considering one list of list over here, list of integer. Okay, al equal to new array list. Okay, like that we will be creating one list of list variable reference. Okay, and then what we have to do over here, I will create one normal list. Okay, so within this, if this condition gets satisfied when array at I plus array at j equal to target, then what we have to do, we will create one list value over here. Okay, and we will initialize it with list of integer arr1 equal to new array list. Okay, and then we have to do arr1 dot add. Okay, I want to fetch those elements whose sum is equal to target. So I will do arr1 dot add, then I will get that arr of I. Okay, so here I am taking arr of 1. Okay, for the list variable. So arr1 dot add arr I. Okay, and same arr1 dot add arr j. Okay, and then finally the list of list we have to use to add these elements. Okay, so I have to add these two lists. So I got the list. Okay, so first is arri and second is arrj. That means it's a combination of these two, like 2 and 3. 2 and 3 will be added in this list arr1. Okay, so now this has to be stored in some other big list, which is the main list. So that will be my this al. So here I have to add al dot add arr1. Okay, so if I do like this, then this 2 and 3 will be stored in this. Okay, so this is the brute force approach. Okay, it's very simple, it's very easy to be understood as well. There will be two for loop, one is going from this position to last, and another for loop will start from the next position of I, that is I plus 1, and it will go till last, and we will keep on checking if there is any two numbers whose sum is equal to target or not. If it is found, just add it and return it. So, but here the time complexity is very high. What's the time complexity over here? It is O of n square time complexity. Okay, why it's O of n square time complexity? Because for loop is having O of n and this for loop is having O of n time complexity. Total, it's nested for loop, so it's O of n square time complexity. So for each element of I, this whole j is iterating, then second value of I, then whole j is iterating again and again, again and again. So that means it's O of n square. It's very high time complexity. Okay, so can it be reduced? Okay, is there any way to reduce it to O of n log n time complexity or O of n time complexity? Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. So for that we need to understand one approach. Okay, one algorithm we have to know, which is called as two-pointer approach. So let's understand that, so we will get a clarity like how this time complexity can be reduced drastically. Okay, so let me remove this. Okay, so now we will understand two-pointer approach over here. So how two-pointer approach will work over here? So we will take two pointers. From the name itself you can understand two-pointer means there will be two pointers. One will be like the starting pointer and another will be my end pointer. Okay, so in C you might have learned about pointers, but in Java it is inherently it has been taken care of. So we are not making use of any explicit pointers, but we have to make use of our own pointers in the form of variables here. Okay, so here we have to take two pointers. So one will be my start pointer and another will be my end pointer. So start pointer will point to the starting element and end pointer will point to my end element. Okay, so now what we have to do over here, this, if it will go from both the ways. Okay, so parallelly from both the ways it will go and it will check whether the sum is equal to target or not. But how? So first we for here we have to understand like the index position doesn't matter over here. Okay, to get the target sum, it is not asking you which element's index is getting added to meet my target value. That can be the question. So you can try it out by your own. Like if we have to find out like which index position, if that elements to be added to get my target value. Okay, so that is a homework for you. But as of now, understand like we have to fetch two numbers, okay, in this array whose sum is equal to my target. So through two pointer, how can we do that? Let's understand. So first of all, we need to sort this array. Okay, because this two pointer approach works when the array is sorted. Okay, so how can we sort the array? So there is a function arrays.sort. So in arrays class we have to make use of, which is present in java.util package. So we have to import here. Okay, so we have to import java.util.arrays. Okay, so java.util package, there is a class called arrays, that we have to use here. So here we have to do arrays.sort, arrays.sort, and here we have to pass this array. If I pass this array in arrays.sort method, this whole array will get sorted automatically and we will get the result as -5, 0, 1, 2, 2, 2. There are 3 2 rays, right? Yeah. Then 3, then 4, then 5, then 7. I think this will be my final sorted array. Okay. Then after that, what we have to do, this will be my left pointer and one will be my right pointer. Left pointer will be my start index, okay, and right pointer will be my end index. Okay, so I will create one method. So we have to create our own method for that. Okay, so for that we have to create public static. The return type will be list of integer, because we have to return the list of lists whose sum will be equal to my target value. Okay, so for this will be my list return type, and then the name of the method, like toSum. Okay, toSum, and within that what we have to do, we have to pass this array. Okay, array we will pass. Okay, then what we will pass here, we will pass the starting index, which is 0 from main method. If you pass the values in this method, so array will be passed as it is, ARR, but start will be passed as 0 from the main method. Okay, because initial index is 0, starting index is 0 only, right? Then what will be my target? So that will be given over here, target. Okay, so these three parameters will be given in the method. First is array, to store the array elements to operate on, then is start, which will be my starting index, and then what is my target. So you will think like, why I have not put end over here? End is not required, right? Why? Because end is array.length minus 1th index will be my end index. Okay, so it's not required to put it in the parameter. We can calculate it within the method itself. Okay, so let's understand that. So first of all, we will have to take one variable to hold this start method. Okay, so we will take int st equal to start. Okay, so we will take one variable to hold this, because this start value will keep on getting changed. Okay, then what we will take end. End is the last index, which is array.length minus 1. Okay, so these two we have taken. Then what we have to do? We have to run this loop till it is reaching at that particular point where st is equal to end. Okay, so before that only we have to go, and as soon as start becomes equal to end position, then we have to come out of that loop. Okay, so my main funda is how it is working internally, that we have to show you first. So first what we have to do, this element is sorted. So here how it will work. So first of all, what it will do, minus 5 will be added with 7. So 7 minus 5 is 2. Okay, so is it equal to my target value, which is 5? No, it is not equal to my target value. So what's the difference between my sum value and my target value? Is 3. Okay, so I have to add 3 more to get my target value. That means the sum of this start and end is less than my target. So what can we do to make my sum closer to the target? Just think of it. How can we make the sum closer to my target value 5? If it is a sorted array, by the way. Okay, so if I move ahead in index, I will get bigger elements, and if I move backwards from back, I will get a smaller elements. Okay, so if I want to get more bigger number to reach closer to my target, and I am having some smaller number, then I have to increase my start index, because here you can observe, like from start index, if we keep on increasing further, I will get much bigger number. Okay, and if the sum is greater than my target, then I have to come closer to my target value. Then what we have to do? We have to do n minus minus. That means we have to go negatively from the back, so that I will get lesser numbers, so that I will come more closer to my target. Okay, so now if I observe here, 7 minus 5 is 2, which is less than 5. So I have to increase my sum to reach my target. So how can we increase my sum to reach my target? I will increase start index. Okay, because here I will get much bigger number, and there is a probability like I will get my target sum value. Okay, target sum elements. So now my start will point to this. Now my start will point to 0 now. So here you can see 0 plus 7. So is 0 plus 7 matching my target value? No, 0 plus 7 is not equal to 5. So what can we do over here? It is greater than my target value. So I have to reduce it to reach my target. So what we have to do? I have to reduce this n pointer by doing n minus minus, and n will now point to this 5. Okay, so now you can see, now I will do start plus n. Okay, so if I do 0 plus 5, it is 5, and 5 is now matching with my target value, which is 5 only. So I got one answer. So my first answer will be 0, 5. Okay, now what we have to do over here, 0 and 5 both I got. So I don't have to stick with that. I got my answer, now I don't have to do anything. No, start should be incremented and end should be decremented, because I got those two values. So those two values should not be reused again. Okay, so again I have to do start plus plus and n minus minus. So now start will point to 1 and end will now point to 4. Okay, now I will again add 1 and 4 and check whether it is equal to my target or not. So here you can see 1 plus 4 is 5, which is equal to my target value again. So my next answer will be 1, 4. So here you can see this is one list, this is one list, and this is list of list. I hope you can see this. Okay, then again I have to do start plus plus and n minus minus. So start will now point to 2 and n will now point to 3. So here you can see 2 plus 3, again it is equal to 5. See the magic? 2 plus 3, again it is equal to my 5. So my next value will be 2, 3. Okay, so now I got these two. Now again I have to do start plus plus and end minus minus. Okay, so now start will point to 2 here, and then end will point to this 2. Okay, till this point also start is less than end. Start has not become equal to end or not surpassed end yet. Okay, so here you can see start is pointing to 2, end is pointing to 2. Okay, and here start is less than end. So 2 plus 2 is equal to 5 or not? No, 2 plus 2 is less than 5. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to increase the start index. So if we increase the start index, it will go to end index. So now here you can see start and end is pointing to same index position. So it will come out of the loop and it will give you my answer. It will return me this answer 051423 as the final value of this method. Okay, so how did you understood this? Okay, how you like this? It's very useful, right? And it has very less time complexity as compared to brute force approach. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, let's do that. So how can we do this? There will be 3 conditions which I have understood over here. Okay, so first condition will be if my sum array at array at start plus array at end is equal to my target, which is 5, or there will be 3 cases. First case is when it's equal to target. Second case will be when array at start plus array at end greater than target, and third is array at start plus array at end is less than target. Okay, so that I will be considering first. Okay, so first I will run one while loop. While start is less than end. Okay, so within that, first case will be what? First case will be when array at start plus array at end is equal to my target value. If array at start plus array at end is equal to my target value, then what will happen? I will create one list over here. Okay, so here initially before this I have already created list of list. Okay, so here before it I have considered like I have created one list of integer. Okay, and here I can consider it as a result. Okay, equal to new array list. Okay, so here I have already created. Okay, so this result is list of list that I have to use over here, and if this sum is equal to my target, I will create one list of integer equal to al equal to new array list. So here what I have to do over here, I have to do al dot add. Okay, I have to add these two, right? So this st means arr of st. Okay, and then I have to add al dot add arr of end. I hope you are understanding this what I am writing over here. Okay, so here you can see I have added arr of st and arr of end over here. Okay, so here you can see if it is matching, then it will be like 0 plus 5 or 2 plus 3 or 1 plus 4. So I have to add it in one list. Okay, and then in the final big list also we have to add this. So this result dot add al. So this al has been added to the final result, which is list of list, by using result dot add the array list al. So like this, what we can do, we can insert it in within this result value. So same thing we have to do. This is the first case. This is my first case. What will be my second case? So let me remove this one. Okay, or I hope you have got the concept like how it is working. So let me remove this. So I just have to write the case over here. Okay, so first case I have solved when array at start plus array at end is equal to k. So my next value will be while start is less than end. My second case, what is my second case? My second case will be when array at start plus array at end is less than k. When array at start plus array at end is less than k. What we have to do when it is less than k, I have to reach closer to my target. That means I have to do start plus plus. Okay. This way we have to go. Then what will be my next step? One more if condition we have to check. If array at start, okay, plus array at end is greater than k. What we have to do in this scenario? When array at start plus array at end is greater than k, I have to reach closer to the target by reducing the sum. So I have to reduce the end pointer. So I have to do end minus minus. I hope you got this concept. This is after that, which I have already done before, which I have removed. Okay, so it is in continuation to that code. Okay, so 3 cases we have resolved. This is second case, this is third case, and that was first case when it is equal to my target value. So these 3 conditions has to be resolved. So but one condition is still there when there is duplicate. So here you can see 2 2 2. So it's 3 times duplicate 2's are coming. So what we have to do in that scenario? Just think. So what you can do in that scenario, we have to check whether that array at start and then start minus 1. Okay, so we have to check when it is reaching this position, we have to check with the previous pointer. Okay, whether it is same or not. So when array at start and array at start minus 1 at index, is it equal to the same value or not? So array at start equal to array at start minus 1. If it is same, that means it's duplicate. Then we have to continue. Okay, within that I have to write continue. Then again it will start, and then we have to increase the pointer of start by 1, because 2 plus 4. Okay, let's suppose it's starting from the back. 2 plus 4, which is 6, which is not equal to 5. Then again it will increase 2 plus 4, then 2 plus 4. Then why again and again we have to do? It's not required, right? Then first time only we will check whether 4 plus 2 is equal to 6 or not. If it is not, then next time if the same 2 is coming again, just we have to increase the start pointer and we have to continue so that it will not go to other if conditions and increase the time complexity. Okay, so I hope you have understood the concept. So that I have put it up to you. Okay, so to remove the duplicate, how you can do? So in anyways this way also it will work fine, there will be no issue, but the time complexity will improve. Okay, so it will perform much faster when there is much bigger duplicates. Okay, so for that I have told you the same way you can implement. I will explain you through code also after this. Okay, so this is the approach. So here you can see my time complexity has been reduced drastically over here from O of n square to O of n. Okay, so like that we have solved this problem. So now this 2 pointer to sum problem is resolved now. So now what will be my next? The next problem is 3 sum problem. So 3 sum problem can be implemented using this 2 sum problem only. So I want you to try it out first, how 3 sum problem can be used. Okay, so basically this method will be created and it will be set aside. You can create one more method for calculating 3 sum problem. So what is 3 sum problem? Because 3 sum problem is, so I have to add 2 numbers, okay, 3 and 2, and we have to check whether the negation of these 2 sum is present in the array or not. That means 3 plus 2 is 5. I have to check whether minus 5 is present or not, so that the sum will be equal to 0. You are understanding, right? It's a form of triplet. So like let's suppose I'm giving you one example. So let's suppose it's 2, 2, 3 and minus 5. If I add these 3, the result will be 0. Let's suppose it is 1, 1, minus 2. So if I add these 3, the result will be 0. So this is called as triplets, and this is the 3 sum problem. Okay, so I have to find these 2 elements in such a way that if I add with that another third one, so the result will become equal to 0. So that is my question for 3 sum problem. So here 3 plus 2 is 5 and negation of 5 is already present. So this is my answer, 3, 2 and minus 5. This is one of my answer. Another answer can be 1, 4 and minus 5. How? 4 plus 1 is 5 and 5 minus 5 is 0. Okay, so you have to create triplets in such a way that the sum of all the elements will be equal to 0. That is my answer. So what can be other answers? It can be like 5, 0, minus 5. This can be one of the answer again. Why? 5 plus 0 is 5 and 5 minus 5 is 0. Okay, so this we have to solve. This is 3 sum problem because there are 3 elements we have to add and check whether it is equal to 0 or not. So for that you have to call this method. Okay, so what was this method? To sum problem method. Within that I was passing array and I was passing start index and I was passing my target. Okay, so if I want to calculate three sum problem and I have to call this method up, then what values should I give to my start and target? That is important. So start will be pointing from I plus 1, array will be same only. Start will be pointing from I plus 1, it will start from I plus 1. Okay, so this will be I plus 1 and target will be what? What will be my target value here? So target value will be minus of ARR of I. Why minus of ARR of I? Because I have to calculate the sum whose target is negative of that element which you have to calculate the sum. So here it's minus 5. So minus of ARR of 5 will be plus 5. So we have to check whether is there any two numbers whose sum is equal to plus 5 or not. Because minus 5 is already there in the array. So I don't have to bother about that. So just we have to calculate the negation of this minus 5 which is plus 5. And we have to check that is there any two numbers whose sum is equal to plus 5. If it is possible, then that particular number and this value will add up to 0. I hope you are understanding this, right? So if we are doing negation of this minus 5, it will be plus 5. Okay. So 3 plus 2 is 5, which is matching. So if I take 3 and 2, okay, and then if I put minus 5 as one of the other value as a triplet, then if I add all, it will become 0, right? Same approach we have to do. So here we have to pass minus of ARR of 5 and same method will be called. To sum method will be called. Okay. And then we have to, after calculation of this, we have to run one for each loop, and within for each loop we have to take the list. Okay. And then at first position we have to add this nums of I. Okay. So it will be like at first position it will be minus 5. And second and third index will be what my this method is returning me. So what my this method will return me? This will return me 320541. So one time it will show 3 and 2. Okay. Another time it will give minus 541. Another time it will give minus 505. These three will be my answers. So this minus 5 is just appended. Okay, if you can see here, this minus 5 is just appended to all my to sum problem results. Okay, so minus 5 will be appended to my to sum results. That's it. So we have to check whether negation is present in this array element or not. So I will show you through code so that you will get better understanding and clarity like how it is being worked. So let's jump onto the code and see like how to sum and three sum problem is working. So let's understand that.